Well, hello, Ohio and Kentucky. It's a great honor to be here. I speak all over the world, and you've got me for about 25 minutes. And so we're going to dig deep into your heart right now, because you get to see the end of the movie by me standing here. But God has a way of taking broken pieces and turning them into masterpieces. And so I'm living proof of people like you that have helped organizations like Family Nurturing Center, that you can make a big difference and there can be a positive outcome. A lot of times you see it happens generational. See, how I came in this world is a crazy story. My state records and county records say that my mom was sexually abused by men in her past. She'd been raped. And when she told this man, "I'm pregnant with your kid," he says, "You better go kill that kid. You better go get an abortion. If you don't get an abortion, I'll kill the kid myself." So at 3 months, no abortion. 6 months, no abortion. 7 months pregnant. You got a nice bump there. And my mom is waitressing at a restaurant in San Diego, California, doing her job, waiting tables. And my 6'5" dad comes into that restaurant in a fit of rage in front of everybody, grabs my mother by her long blonde hair, whiplashes her to the ground and drags her back into the kitchen and continues to stomp on her stomach. But I lived. My world was rocked for the first couple years. It states in my records that I was brutally abused for the first couple years of my life. Actually, the first 5 years of my life. My dad went to prison. My dad got out of prison. My mom got back with this man. I asked my mom when I met her 25 years later, "Why would you ever get back with this man?" And she said, "Derek, I grew up being totally abused myself." And so it was with mom and grandma. And they had been sexually abused, physically abused. And she says, "You know what? I figured if I slept with the enemy, I'd know where he is all the time." And I said, "But he did so many bad things to me." And she goes, "I know." We eventually run away when I'm 3 years old. My mom doesn't have a car. My mom has a 9th grade education. We don't have any money. I have an older sister from a different guy, a different father, and we leave. And we end up living in a park in El Cajon, California, right below San Diego, living in a park with other homeless people. And we lived there for a while. And my mom finds a stroller in the dumpster with 3 wheels. It's broken, but the 4th wheel is broken. She puts me in the stroller, and she's balancing, begging for money. And she gets $2. And we go to McDonald's and get a hamburger and split it 3 ways. And that was our Christmas Day meal. And from there, we went to live in a one-car garage, in a yucky one-car garage where we slept on the floor, all 3 of us. And during this time, my mom must have been communicating with my biological dad again, because my dad comes into that garage drunk with a wine bottle, throws it down on the ground, it shatters, picks up a broken piece of the long neck of the wine bottle, and says, "I'm going to kill this kid. I'm not paying child support." He comes after me. My mom jumps in. He slices her neck. She has a scar to this day. And he comes after me. My sister jumps in. Everyone's screaming, the neighbors hear it, call the police, and that's the last time I ever see my dad ever again. My mom hooks up with another guy. She told me to my face I needed to find a guy that had money. So she found a guy. He had a blue IROC Camaro, I remember. He had a yellow speedboat. And we moved from Southern California up to Fremont, California, right outside San Francisco Bay, into a house. And it was like going from a 20-inch black and white television screen to a 75-inch Ultra 4K HD TV. It was like my life was in color. I had my own bedroom. I had toys. My mom marries this guy. He becomes my new stepdad, and he pretends like he likes me until my mom gets pregnant with his kid. 3 kids, 3 different men. And he turns on me. I have scars all over me from brutal child abuse. And I want to share one story that changed my life for many, many years. I was 5 years old. I got to show you a picture of me. Look at that kid. I was cute back then. I don't know what happened to me now, but like a cute kid. Little cute kid, 5 years old. And during this time, I had a lot of behavioral and emotional problems. You know, the first 5 years of my life, no one really held me. Nobody gave me affection. I was a reminder of a mistake. And so this stepdad did a lot of bad things to me. But it was in a fit of rage that changed my life and changed the relationship with my mom and I. See, my mom had flipped out so hard, and she pulled me upstairs, and halfway up the stairs, I'm holding on to the black iron banister, and down the stairs into the kitchen and living room, I see yellow Coors beer cans everywhere. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, my mom is drunk. She takes me upstairs, opens the bathroom door, throws me in the bathroom, kicks the door shut, turns on the hot water to the sink. She proceeds to tell me how bad of a kid I am, that you're just like your dad. You're the devil, Derek, you're the devil. And all I see is steam coming up from the sink, and I have no idea what's about to happen. And then my mom does the unthinkable. She takes the left hand of this little 5-year-old boy and holds it under that hot water. As I screamed for my life, "No, Mom! I'm sorry, and I'm screaming. She lets me go. I hold my hand and I look in the mirror and see the reflection of the most angriest person I've ever seen. My mom, who's supposed to love me, who's supposed to guide me, who's supposed to protect me. And then my mom snaps a second time. She grabs my left little hand again under that hot water and holds it as I scream, which felt like an eternity. And I'll never forget this image, that when she finally let me go, all the skin on my hand came off in one big clump into that sink. And not only did she burn my hand, she burned into my heart, she burned into my soul, she burned into my spirit, she burned into my mind, that I was a bad kid, that I had no value. She bandaged me up. It took a while for this to heal, and then my stepdad and my mom loaded me up in the car a few months later, and we took a drive. We ended up at this big building, and we walk in, and my mom and my stepdad are talking to a few people, and then my mom and stepdad leave. And I don't ever remember my mom saying, "I love you." I don't ever remember my mom saying, "I'm coming back for you." I don't ever remember my mom reading Go Dog Go or the Berenstain Bears or Dr. Seuss or Goodnight Gorilla. They just left. And a guy in a white coat came up to me and says, "Derek, come with me." And they abandoned me at a psychiatric hospital at 5 years old and never came back for me. If you've ever been in a psych facility as a little kid, they're going to do lots and lots of tests on you. And they did neurological evaluations, psychiatric evaluations, brain scans, psychological exams, speech and language evaluations, and they gave me a bunch of labels. And some of those labels were that I was overtly psychotic, erratic psychosis, the IQ of a 2-year-old at 6 years old, the IQ of a 2-year-old withdrawn from reality, attachment issues. Derek's been brutally abused. He's been out of it since he was 1 year old. My vocabulary was 60 words at 6 years old. The national average in America is 2,600 words for a 6-year-old, but a sliding scale of 1,000 to 10,000 words. I didn't even know I was a boy at 6 years old. I didn't even know what a boy was. I could not count to 10. I did not know my ABCs. And they gave me the biggest label in both my neurological brain scans and my psychiatric evaluations that I was mentally R. And they prepackaged me and said one thing that changed the course of my life for many years, that I was unadoptable based on the severity of my emotional and behavioral problems. I'm here to tell you, every kid is adoptable. Every kid deserves love. Every kid deserves a family. You never give up on a kid. Never give up on a kid. The only time you turn your back on a kid is for them to hop on for a horsey ride, a piggyback ride. Like, you never give up on a kid. And then it states, if an adequate foster home cannot be found for Derek, he will be sent to Napa State Hospital, the psychiatric institution there. So I got prepackaged, labeled, and went to a shelter for unadoptable kids. So they had a shelter for adoptable kids and then a shelter for unadoptable kids. Well, guess where that was? Unadoptable kids was a building behind the Youth Detention Center, Juvie. And I would wait there for a home. And I'd go through a series of foster homes. 8 other foster homes that took high-level little kids like me didn't want me. And then I had a social worker. Her name was Cheryl, a brand new social worker. And she was this blonde lady, and she'd load me up in her green car, I remember, and we'd go to the Oakland Zoo, where she'd take me ice cream, and she really lit up my life. Every time I saw Cheryl, she just lit up. She loved her job. And I would say to Cheryl as we're driving, Cheryl, I'm going to marry you one day. And she'd always go, oh, Derek. She never said no. So I love Cheryl, and Cheryl fought for me to get a home, and she made one more call. She had ran out of foster homes in all of that county, but she made one more call. And it was a home that wasn't looking to foster anymore, because being a foster parent is a grieving process. It's a roller coaster ride. And they were just looking to now adopt one of 3 little boys that they had looked at. So she called them and says, hey, I got this cute kid with a big personality. His dad's in prison. They had to find my dad when I was 6 years old. They found him at Folsom State Prison, inmate number 58520, for a string of armed robberies and murder charge. So my dad was just out of it. He spent a lot of time in prison. And my mom did not want to go through reunification therapy. She was detached from me. And Cheryl said to this family, if you don't take him, he goes to Napa Psychiatric Institution. And they said, can we try him out for a weekend? She goes, that'll work. So as we drive to their house, she's telling me, okay, Derek, please be good, okay? And I'm like, okay. And when we get to the house, we knock on the door. The door opens, and this man and woman, my new foster parents for the weekend, go like this. Hi, Derek, how are you? And I didn't like happy people at that moment. And I had a little attitude. And I said, how do you know my name? How do you know my name? And then my foster dad goes, whoa, you have a little attitude. Why don't you run around? Except I forgot to tell you that I didn't learn to run till 7 years old. I could not walk up and down stairs by myself till 7 years old. I had been kept in the closet a lot, so I never developed my small and large motor skills. And so I remember saying, I'm just going to run away. Oh, you want to run away? Well, run that way. And so I can't run at that age. So I'm walking on this pavement onto a dirt path. And as I walk along this fence line, I'm walking and walking. All of a sudden, these dinosaurs come to the fence. These horses. I'd never seen a horse before. And then I get to a barn, and there's a bunch of rabbits in rabbit hutches. There's more horses behind the barn, goats and pigs and dog and a cat. And then the grand prize for a little kid. A bunch of chickens, a ton of chickens in a chicken coop. And that whole weekend, you found me in one place, the chicken coop. And they're the ones who believed in me. Now, I had a lot of behavioral problems from the abuse. But we are literally one caring adult away from being a success story. They kept me. I didn't learn to read and write till 9 and 10 years old. I was that delayed. I went through psychiatric counseling twice a week from ages 6 to 13. But people believed in me. And that's what the Family Nurturing Center is all about. They believe in these kids. If there's one thing we all have in common, is that we were once children, once kids. So we have to make sure that we use our compassion muscle, our empathy muscle. You know, in your backyard, 67,000 calls of child abuse a year. You know, in your backyard, 4,000 kids are in foster care right now. 4,000 in your backyard. What if that was only 1,000? I mean, there will always probably be, let's be realistic, always have some issue or some kid in foster care, but it is our responsibility to make sure that we pass on generational blessings to our kids and not generational curses. And everybody's broken. Everybody here has a story. But we have to make sure that through that vulnerability of our story that we're empowering other people. And that's a gift that we all have. Nobody's perfect here. We all have a story. And these kids that the Family Nurturing Center deals with, I walked it last night. I walked through it all, saw all the rooms. I remember being in rooms like that. It's a crazy life that I've lived. But because of organizations just like the Family Nurturing Center, they were able to take a lot of my broken pieces and start helping me heal. Now, I want to share with you, I want to show you, meet me, Derek Clark, as a freshman in high school. Now, I want to point out to you, that is not Ralph Lauren polo. That's called Kmart Running Horse. And I come from a family, my foster home, my mom and dad, one teacher salary. So a stay-at-home mom living on this farm with one teacher, and they had 5 biological kids and 3 fosters. And we could never shop at the fun places, you know, so we were more Kmart or church hand-me-downs or neighbors hand-me-downs or thrift stores. But they put me in this brand new school because what they found out is I was an angry kid. I wasn't all the labels that the professionals diagnosed me with. What they found out was I was just an angry kid. Rightfully so, I'd been abused. But they believed that there was a happy kid somewhere in that angry kid, that there had to be a happy kid somewhere in him. And so they put me in a brand new school called Hayward High, right next to Oakland, California. And I go to this new school, and I'm a loner. And you know who takes me in is the San Francisco Bay Area skater punks, the misfits. They got the big red-green mohawks, piercings, illegal tattoos, smoking cigarettes. And they go, hey, you want to be part of us? And I'm like, yeah, I like skater girls. Okay. And they're like, okay, join us. But we're going to initiate you later on today. And I'm like, oh, initiate you. So the Bay Area is a big gang culture. And I go, oh, are you going to jump me in? And they're like, no, we're not a gang. We're not going to fight you. And I'm like, oh, okay, because I like to fight. And they go, no, we're skaters. We like to chill. And so I'm like, okay, so after school, I go to the garage, meet the leader and all the skater girls and guys, and they have a seat for me, and they go, sit down. I sit down, and the leader comes out with these clippers, hair clippers. He shaves my head to the skin, except from right here to right here. He leaves a little crown that stands straight up, and then bangs. Shade to the skin. We dye the front orange. It does not look good. Everybody's joking with me and saying, oh my gosh, your hair. I go, dude, just shave my head. It's all just in the front. Just shave my head. It's all gone anyways. He goes, no. He goes inside, comes back with this blue stuff, starts working in his hands, and then he goes like this. He goes, look in the mirror now. And I look in the mirror, and on this shaved head, I got these huge orange horns right here. And I go, this is awesome. My mom said I was the devil. This is awesome. Be careful the words you speak to your kids, because your words can either build up a kid or defeat a kid or define a kid, right? I go home to the nice Christian family on the farm. My foster dad goes, the devil is out of here. And I'm like, Dad, this is who I am. I'm a misfit. I'm a reject. No, you're not, Derek. You're a child of God. No, I'm not. God don't love me. Nobody loves me. Derek, we love you, but you got to get rid of the horns. And I'm like, no, I don't want to get rid of the horns. He eventually made me get rid of the horns. Here's what I look like a few months later. Bam! So I have a weird perimeter crown, shaved in the center, shaved in the sides, And I have a reputation. Now, at my high school, you can YouTube my high school, Hayward High Riots. Okay? It's on YouTube, you'll see. It's African Americans against Hispanics, Samoans against Tongans, Filipinos against this, Asians against this, and I'm this white boy. I mean, there's a few of us Caucasian in there. And I have a reputation at school called CWB, which everybody called me C-Dub, which means crazy white boy. And I'm always in fights and disrespecting authority and all these issues, right? And I'm hanging out with my best friend, Arlen Green. We call him AG, his initials, AG. Arlen Green. And Arlen and I would tell everybody in that school we're brothers. And they'd always look at us, how are you brothers? Because Arlen's African American and I'm white. And they go, how are you guys brothers? And I'd always say, oh, we're brothers like salt and pepper, like night and day. We get along, we're brothers. And everybody goes, how are you guys brothers? And then Arlen would say this, oh, because I'm in foster care too. But Arlen was never in foster care. You see, after school, I'd go to the Green's house all the time. Mr. and Mrs. Green would feed me. Mr. Green, he didn't take much from me because he thought I might be a bad influence on his son, but Mrs. Green would always talk to me and feed me, and the older brother, Danny, and it didn't matter what color they were. What mattered was what was in their heart, and they had kindness in their heart for this kid that was in foster care. Kindness. And you know what kindness is? It's contagious. Every one of you has a gift of kindness in there. And you have to ask yourself, does your heart match your tongue? Does it match? Tap into that kindness more often. Humanity needs your kindness. And so we're hanging out on the schoolyard, Arlen and I. And we see a bunch of people over in the corner going, ho, 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 ho. And I'm all, dude, there's a fight. Let's go get in a fight. He goes, nah, D. It's not a fight, they're doing battles. And I'm all, battles? What do you mean battles? He goes, rap. And I'm like, psh, rap, crap. I don't listen to rap. I listen to skater, death punk, crazy music about killing myself. Crazy music. And then I heard a voice within that says, Derek, go check this out. And I go, AG, come with me. And I walk over there in the middle of this crowd, and I see something that changes my life forever. I see two guys battling each other, talking about their moms, they're cussing at each other, and I turn to Arlen, I go, dude, I want to be a rapper. He goes, nah, D, you white, you can't do that. I go, I want to be a rapper, dude. He goes, nah, D, you got no rhythm. He's seen me at high school dances, I got no rhythm. But I knew without a shadow of a doubt, I didn't want to be this skater punk. So I had so much rage and bitterness and resentment inside of me that I knew I couldn't get it out with my fists anymore, but what if I could use my mouth as a weapon? So I said, hey, let me battle somebody. Let me battle somebody. And they go, CW, you suck, man. Get out of here. Get out of here. I'm like, dude, I want to battle. Okay, you want to battle somebody? You can battle V-Dog, Vince. They bring V-Dog down. And Vince starts going off on me, talking about my mom, talking about my race. He's cussing at me, talking about all the things he's going to do to my girlfriend later on. Like, he's going off on me. And I turn to Arlen, I go, dude, this guy is so cool. And Arlen's all, look hard, dude. Look hard. Because when you're in a battle, me against you, it's not complimentary battles where they're complimenting you. It's where they're getting on you, insulting you, clowning you, whatever, and you can't be like, oh, that was a good one, dude. You know, it's not like that. You got to look hard. Take it. Then you wait for your turn. And then it was my turn. And I walk up to Vince, and I go, I'm about to unleash the dragon on you right now. He goes, a dragon? And I lasted about 3 seconds, and I sucked because I had no rhythm. I didn't know how to rap. But I knew without a shadow of a doubt, I wanted to be this rapper. And I go, hey, man, I'm a rapper right now. They go, CW suck. I go, don't call me CW. Call me Rippin' D. And they're like, Rippin' D? You whacked. Rippin' D. And then I go down A Hall, B Hall, C Hall at high school, and people would say, Rippin' D, you whacked. Rippin' D, you whacked. It just went together. But I didn't care, because what is rap? Poetry, emotion, flowetry. And rap was the vehicle, the taxi to my spirit, that allowed me to creatively express myself and get my pain out, because guess what? Sports wasn't helping me. That's a physical outlet. running isn't helping me. I needed a way to get the inside stuff out because it was compounding. It was combustible. I had all this bitterness. You know what the most flammable piece of wood is? It's not elm, it's not oak, it's not pine, it's not redwood, it's the chips on your shoulder. And I got all these chips on my shoulder because of the abuse. DTA, don't trust anybody. And I started to learn to flick those chips off my shoulder as I got the pain out. And rap was like the master key to the lock of my self-imprisonment. And it changed my life. And who would have thought 25 years later that something that I did as a kid, as a teen, after my brother was killed, my sister was shot and killed, and my good friend was shot and killed all when I was 16 and 17. Who would have thought that something that allowed me a creative way to express myself would turn out into the rapping dad? Now, I got to tell you about this battle. I battled for about a year, and I sucked. But then I realized I had a gift. My tongue moved quick, what they call tongue twisting. And then I'm like, do all that stuff. And then my friend turned me on to some reggae music, and he gave me a reggae mixtape of Yellow Man, Peter Tosh, Lucky Dube, Bob and Ziggy Marley, and I started vibing out to reggae. And I thought, what if I can mix reggae with rap? They call it ragamuffin or stuttering. And so in one of my battles, I did something like this. Well, I'll be the ripping, I'm thinking, I'm making, taking my time. I'll be the ripping, I'm thinking, I'm making the sucking, I'm making it, kicking it with the rhyme. And then I switch it reggae. It's a man that want to feel, taking it, making the sucking, I'm making it, kicking it with the deals. I'm about to feel like coming, nothing is impossible. Thank you. And then all those girls at high school were like, that white boy is fine. And everything changed. And they go, Rip and D, you good? And I've been thinking of a new name that nobody could clown, nobody could tear apart. So I introduce you to, from Rip and D, you ready, sir? To Mr. Diamond D. Look at those, overalls are coming back in style, watch. And so, who would have thought that something 25 years later would help me where I'm rapping in the car with my kids? And Steve Harvey, I'm hanging out with Steve Harvey, and he basically coins the phrase, you're the rapping dad. And then it just went crazy. Tosh.0, Shaquille O'Neal, to all these celebrity rappers have all shared my videos. It's insane. But I want to share a song with you that I wrote when I was 16 years old, 17 years old, right in there, this kid right here, about the pain of my life. And I'm going to end on this. And I understand that a lot of you may not like rap. I mean, I don't even like a lot of the rap these days. I'm not into Molly, Papa Percocet, stuff like that. I'm all about where I come from, the Bay Area. That's where Tupac and all these others, and rap was all about the old school of talking about the struggle. And so I want to share my rap about my struggle. So here we go.
Everybody runs from the pain 'cause it hurts. Never give up.
Gotta find a mic. I don't got a monitor up here.
Runs from the pain 'cause it hurts. Never give up.
Every day's a struggle. If I could change my past, I'll be staying out of trouble and I know what lasts. But this is my life. Yeah, who's gonna win? Who's gonna lose? I never thought I'd be wearing these shoes of life. Man, it don't feel right. When am I gonna see the light and feel the light? Walk with me, someone walk with me. Come on, Dad, yeah, just talk to me. Have you ever thought about me in your life? Why'd you want to kill me and take away my life? I'm your blood dad, I'm your son dad. Yeah, it's messed up knowing that I never knew my dad who didn't want to be a dad. What's up with that? Don't understand, but yo, I gotta move past. Hey daddy, hey, where you been? In the jail cell, yeah, once again. You ain't never seen me smile, never seen me walk, never seen me talk, never seen me rock this microphone. Yeah, this is my home, let me out of my pain, cause I know I'm not alone. Yeah, these are my peeps and I'm telling how I feel. This is no secret and I'm keeping it real now. Mama, why'd you have to run away? Why'd you leave me alone? Why'd you have to make me pay for my daddy's sins and daddy's eyes, daddy's pain and daddy's lies? No, I'm on the outside, yeah, looking inside. I'ma bust this curse even if I gotta die. Can you turn it up a little? And Everybody runs from the pain 'cause it hurts. Never give up. Everyone loses something sometime. I never thought I'd have to lose my mind, yeah, lose my world and lose my soul. Lose the ones who really gave me hope. Now my sister's been killed and my brother's been killed and my friend's been killed. When am I gonna heal? In the snap of a finger and my life gets jacked in my brain. I'm thinking I'm gonna start to feel trapped where the love was. Yeah, hate begins. Now I'm mad at the world 'cause the pain won't end. I'll cover up the hurt, cover up the shame. I'm caught in the middle of a hurricane of pain. So pain, show me what you got. Now I'm never gonna let anyone back in my heart till my wrists start to bleed. Don't feel the need of living this life. Will someone help me? Man, I need you. Say a prayer for me. Yeah, let me believe that you believe in me. Yeah, let me believe that you believe in me. Yeah, let me believe that you believe in me. Yeah, this is my life. This is my story. But with people like you, I turn my pain into glory. See, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And I decide to never let the inner me become the enemy, because no one can destroy me. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So the whole theme today is having that conversation and never giving up on a kid. And I got to tell you, we are here because of a fundraiser. We are trying to make money. And a lot of you have been blessed with financial blessings, and we need those financial blessings. And whatever you think you're going to hold that paddle up, put another zero behind it. We need your money to save kids so that the kids like me know that there's people that believe in us and that people can rescue us. So Craig, where are you, buddy? Okay.
Another round of applause for Derek. We're going to have you hang out with us a little bit, too. I think one thing I love about Derek's story, too, we live in a world today where, you know, if you are on TweetDeck and you have a million different channels that you're following on Twitter or Facebook, and there are so many different pieces of information out there, and things can become white noise. And by rapping and telling your story in that manner, it's something different. That's why it goes viral. That's why things go viral, because they're different, and you're able to tackle serious issues and make people wake up and take a listen, and I think it's amazing. So thank you so much for what you've done.